Did your phone? Welcome to the Simply Incredible podcast. I am Daryl, a.k.a. The D, and I think Troy's phone over there is vibrating or something. I don't know.
If you want to call it that.
Here is T-Rizzle Troy Jamney.
What's happening?
That may have been the worst beginning ever, and I love it. Bloopers galore.
Bloopers.
And with us is JP. That's not JPZE.
Yeah, it is. He's been at the beach tanning.
Oh, that's what he's been doing.
What is the tan lotion you've been using?
It's called Natural Selection.
And he got rid of his contacts and put on some glasses.
Dude, right?
Figured 4 eyes are better than 2.
They are.
Legitimate Christian is in the house.
Yeah.
And look at this. Look at that nice thing right there. It says The Edge, because that's where we record nearly every week when we try to.
When we can be here.
Yeah. We've missed about 2-3 weeks now. So
Man, it's been busy, man.
Yeah.
It's been really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
You've been traveling? Seen the photos online?
Was I?
Let's see.
What was I doing?
Something with NASCAR?
Yes, I watched a bunch of cars driving circles.
How was that?
That was awesome. I was in the pits for the entire race.
Dude, those pictures that you had with you, I mean, it looked like you could literally reach out and touch those cars.
Yeah, I had a pass that pretty much said, Daryl, you can go wherever you want.
Okay.
So I went down to turn 3, and the cars were literally like 20 feet away. I'm feeling heat coming off of them. Like, my hat almost blows off in the corner there.
So, all right. Is it really just nothing but a blur once you...
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you got to remember, I'm at Richmond, so that's not the big track. If I was in the big track...
Oh, they're going 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But they're probably going about where I was, 125 or so in that turn.
That's still fast.
So I was like, yeah, they're getting the job done.
You know what killed me about those pictures is I couldn't believe that they didn't look like they had any security to keep you from just wandering out there.
They had on both sides of this one gate that I was standing at, they had this one guy, like if I'm slow, I could have wandered out there and he had no shot at catching me.
That is unreal.
I mean, he looked like he wanted to just lay on down during the race.
I mean, in this day of wackos,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, I will say this, to get those tickets, you got to fill out waivers, you got to fill out like background checks, like 2-3 weeks in advance.
Good. All right.
So,
all right. I feel a little bit better.
And I also, one of my best friends is an investigator, so he was with me, so I couldn't get but so far out of line.
They put some faith in you.
Yes.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Oh, it was great.
Right. Was it the most fun race you've ever done, or have you done that before?
Yeah, that's the first time. And the last about 100 or so laps, my favorite is Dale Jr., who apparently forgot how to drive.
Apparently.
Yeah, he was in like...
Well, he's done, right, after this?
Yeah, this is last year, yeah. But I was in his pits, and you have a whole bunch of military guys standing out there. So when the race was over, I was wanting to talk to him for like 100 laps, because you can't hear. So when the race is over, I made sure to thank all those guys and girls, and it was awesome seeing them there.
Now, did you ever get any FaceTime with him? Like,
no.
Just doing his thing, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing I could have gotten a lot closer, but we couldn't figure out how to get like a round 2 on the track for the pre-race stuff. Because you could have gotten out there and watched them like walk right out and stuff. So,
that would have been neat.
Yeah. Well, we got pretty close. I mean, I was shocked at this, but they have their tires lined up there. I could have gone there and taken some air out of tires if I felt so inclined.
Oh, that's what I was saying. It looked like, I was like, man, that's really looks unsecure.
Like, yeah, it's right there. Yeah. It's like they just don't care.
They don't care, right?
Yeah, and like half the race, I just chilled out in victory lane.
I think they're probably a bunch of redneck Americans.
Yeah.
And they were like, ain't no terrorists coming around.
No, it was awesome, and to see, have you guys seen the pit crews when they do their thing?
Yeah.
You know, 4 tires, wash the window, clean out the front. You know, yeah, full tank of gas. Like put a wedge in to change the thing, and you see them do that in like 11.5 seconds. Like that is really impressive.
Dude, I would love to see, because I guarantee you, in right up close.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, right there in person.
Yeah.
Dude, it's got to be more impressive than TV, because everything on TV is dialed down. I mean, we've seen The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's real though.
I know.
And when you see that in real life, it's really even more impressive.
Oh.
I haven't seen it in real life yet, though.
Not yet?
Besides this guy.
You're not trying hard enough.
You gotta take the blue pill. He took the red pill.
Yeah, he took the red pill.
He's still in this gelatinous egg bubble.
Just having the machines feed off your life.
Our good friend Dennis Hayes is watching. What's up, Dennis?
Dennis,
what's up?
Appreciate you
From
watching.
Hybrid Martial Arts.
Yay! Wait, what's
holding it all
at?
down in the Noke.
What's hybrid at?
It's in Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Yeah, it's right near Low Bread.
I need a low bread.
You got hybrid. You got low bread.
Oh my!
He's hybrid.
He just made.
I saw him on Facebook the other day, and he had one of his hybrid shirts on, and I was like, I need to get me one of them and rep rep some hybrid here.
You know what? I mean, as much as we talk about them, you think we get some swag.
Dude, right?
A nice swag bag.
Wear it on the podcast.
Just throwing it out there.
Some international advertising.
You know, and speaking of training martial arts, I recently heard someone began recently starting to train some.
Oh, yeah. You were telling this about your aunt.
Yes, all right. So first things first.
Segue.
I want to give a huge,
he was like, who?
Huge shout out. That's right. Wait, hold up. Let me think of this. All right, my aunt Charity Parker, formerly known as Chelsea. Wow, Charity Wilson,
formerly known as Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen. Her name now is Charity Parker. She lives out in Hawaii. So for people who don't understand, my aunt, when I was younger, I remember her being the athletic, dominant female. Would go out there, play basketball. I would race all the time when I was a little kid. But then you know what? Life happens. College, she becomes a school teacher. She's mostly sitting down at a desk all day writing. Has one kid, has a second kid. Weight starts to add up a little bit, and she's just not as active as she once was. All right.
Sneaks up on you, too.
Oh, yeah, and it did. It just snuck up on her. She's only 6 years older than me, so she's 32 at this point. Going on 30.
Oh, still a young woman.
Yeah, 32 or 33 at this point. So, she would always, though, give me encouragement, saying, you know what, nephew, I'm so proud of you. Good to see that you're doing something positive. You're training, putting up positive messages. She saw my smoker fight. I think she saw it either in person or she watched it on camera. She was just super happy. When she moves out to Hawaii, I see her put up this thing of big, pretty girls, and she has a shirt, and she's just saying, putting in the sweat, putting in the grind. And I see that she starts working out at a UFC gym.
Oh, that's too cool.
At a UFC gym that now I'm not sure which one it is. How many is there? 1, 2?
Probably one on each island.
Probably one on each island, but she's now working at a UFC gym, and I see her hitting the bag. She's lifting weights, and she's just working every single day.
That's awesome.
So I just wanted to give the biggest shout out I could to her, tell her that I'm extremely proud, even though I don't say it on Facebook all the time. And when I see her in person, I just kind of hug her and kiss her, say, hey, how's it going? But things like that, just watching my family do things like that.
Did she say that you were part of the inspiration for making her want to get back in it?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. She didn't even tell me she was joining a UFC gym. She just always said, it looks cool. I really want to do it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, too, if she's getting into a UFC
I didn't even know if she lived near a UFC gym, but I just saw the post on there, and I was like, yes.
That is awesome to hear.
So, I love seeing people who have, kind of looked at their life and found that, motivation again and said, man, you know what? I'm not dead yet.
Yep.
It's not over yet. I still got more. Because you know what? It's funny. The moment you're over your mid-20s, I start hearing people being funny and saying stuff like, oh man, I'm so old. That is not a joke that I use anymore. I used to say that all the time. I try not to say that as much as before. In fact, I try to take and cut it out. Because joke or not, that gets in your head. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, it's a good little excuse to hang it on. I was like, yeah, everybody was like, well, yeah, he's old. Go and sit down there, Grandpa. Man, forget that. You're not old.
I take that to heart, and I go ahead and take that seat for him. Team player.
How about this? Nobody ever grew old. When you stop growing, you're old.
If you're not growing, you're dying.
That's it, man.
I remember hearing that from way back in the day.
That's it. Good for her.
Yeah.
What's her name? Chael Sonnen?
Yeah, Chael Sonnen, also known as Charity Parker. Lives out in Hawaii. Her shirt line is called Pretty Big Girls. Check it out online whenever you get a chance.
That's a good name.
They're really good designs. Kind of meant for slightly bigger people, but at the same time, bigger people slimming down.
Oh, good.
Or just putting in the work.
That is awesome.
Congratulations.
Dennis just mentioned something. I guess we'll run into some UFC stuff right quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Rather rapidly, because we got games to play.
Game time.
He just mentioned Jon Jones failing both drug tests.
Oh, did it come out the second one? I didn't know.
The official notice came out today.
Yep.
Failed the second drug test, and I feel like USADA's coming down with the hammer of Thor.
Oh, dude.
On him.
Second offense too, man.
4
this thing, yeah, he's that's his prime gone.
Man.
But you know what I think? I don't think it's his prime gone. I think it's his prime gone to getting a license here. I think if he's got any kind of management that is looking out for his financial well-being, even though whether he did it or didn't do it, I believe, second test. But I think he did it.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. You got to make his money. You got to find ways to make money. Go to Japan.
Yeah.
Fight in Europe. Fight all over the world for different organizations. M1, Risen, whatever. all this stuff. I'm wondering if that's going to be his next step.
I know a place in America he could compete. WWE.
WWE.
Which is,
Which here's the thing, they
how about the Brock Lesnar?
I mean they test unless you're making a lot of money. They're like, might let that one slide a little bit.
No, test.
The Beast incarnate.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's where she's going, but he was talking about Brock. Maybe that's where he wants to meet Brock.
Maybe that's
at.
where he'll meet Brock.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. It's like, dude, we already laid the groundwork.
That's
Let's do this.
WrestleMania.
How about this too? How about if it does do good, which I don't think it would. Sorry, I don't have a lot of faith in his showmanship, but maybe I'm wrong, and it did. And if he's smart, uses it as a springboard, like The Rock, and gets into movies. It's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. There is some potential for his life. He just needs to take and buckle down. And if you're gonna take the steroids, be about it now, man. That doesn't matter. Go juice to the gills.
But here's the thing with The Rock, though. The Rock had years of acting, and if you remember a couple of his early movies, not all of them, but some of his early movies were kind of.
Oh yeah.
Come on, The Mummy was great. Or The Mummy,
Scorpion King.
Scorpion King.
Jinx.
Buy me a Coke.
He was in The Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
To look mean. He's like, I was like, that's a great role.
I'll tell you when I knew that The Rock was going to make it as an actor. When he went on Saturday Night Live.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
When he went on there and he said, look, I'm tough guy on here, but I'm just going to have fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is not what I expected. And I was like, you got, whatever it is, you've got it.
Well, I knew, back in WWE, I knew he had that charisma that no one else had. And then,
spades.
And then when I saw him do more stuff, I'm like, he's got something here.
Let me tell you.
When he found his role.
Yeah.
He found his niche in acting.
I got a major man crush on that guy, man. He is awesome.
I'm trying to get him on the podcast. It ain't working.
It's not working?
Keep trying.
Shocking, right?
I saw
trying.
Baywatch this weekend. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That is
oh my gosh.
so much better than what
Desire.
everyone said.
It was
Desire?
actually really good.
No.
It was actually
It was really good.
Yeah.
Krista brought it home from Redbox, and I was like, oh, man, I heard this kind of was lame. Dude,
No.
whatever. It was fun.
Whoever did that is just a hater on him, and maybe
Zac Efron.
I think they were just hating on them because that movie should have done well.
Oh, it was funny. The way he just constantly berated Zac Efron's character.
Look here.
It was WWE trash talk the whole time. It was like, all right, NSYNC, come over here.
All right, Bieber, let's roll.
Yeah, Bieber. Yeah. And let me tell you what, Zac Efron.
Them's fighting words.
That boy might be like having all kinds of addiction problems, whatever. One of them steroids, because that dude was jacked.
Ripped.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, when he did the whole Ninja Warrior course.
Yeah, the Ninja Warrior course. I was
All right.
like, that's impressive.
It's not a big spoiler, but in the movie,
not a spoiler.
he goes, he's doing his first test for the whole becoming a lifeguard.
Yeah.
And he's like, so all I have to do is go through this qualifier, and then Rock's like, yep, that's all you got to do. So he does this whole Ninja Warrior course.
And I mean, it's tough.
Perfectly. Does it all. Lands, and then Rock's like, impressive. You probably broke a record on that. That's not the course, though.
So he waited until the guy was completely gassed, and he said, remember what I said, you got to beat me. So let's go over to the course you're supposed to finish. It was a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Funny.
I like The Rock, but I don't know.
Dude, take my word for it. I'm not going to steer you wrong.
But you have two people here telling you straight up.
I do trust Christian.
It's good. Right, see? If you don't trust him, which I understand.
I get that a lot.
Black.
Yeah. Racist. Dude, I'm telling you, though, I do have a bad track record with movies because after I watch them, it doesn't matter if they suck or not. I'm like, that was awesome.
This is what that was a great popcorn film.
I'm a very, very giving
Alien
person
Covenant.
at the moment.
That was brutal. He comes up. I mean, the man was like, "What did you say?" I was about ready to leave.
Connor said the same thing. He goes, "That movie sucked," and I was like, "All right, let me rethink this."
This goes back to real aliens and Bigfoot. They exist. Yeah, they exist. No, they don't. They don't exist.
I never said that. He says I said that. I didn't say that.
We have it live on the podcast.
Oh.
Once upon a time, back in the day.
Take a picture. Didn't happen.
Okay.
Don't worry, I took a video.
Prove it. Show it. Can't reproduce it.
All right, so yes. So Jon Jones, all the way back. Jon Jones found that second test.
Mm-hmm.
Can he spin it again like he did with the first time?
He's done.
I think he's personally done, and at least with the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what Bellator might do, I feel like Bellator would make this move because Bellator does this kind of thing. Wait for 3 years of his suspension to go up, see what kind of shape he's in, see if he's still up for a comeback fight. not in your prime.
Put him in there with Tito.
Put him in there with
3 years from now.
Put him in there with some top 205 guy, make a good $1 million, $2 million off of it. See if he wants to keep fighting, let him become Bellator champ if he's up for it. I'd say that honestly would be the next move for him. Give it 3 years, stay in shape. Bellator will come and pick you right up, and Bellator will pay their guys. Now they'll pay less of their guys, but they will pay.
Oh yeah, but they'll pay
their guys.
Yeah. Everybody who's gone over there says they absolutely love it. And let me tell you, you can say whatever you want. It's very easy when Pride was being absorbed by the UFC and bought. Everybody was always wondering, all right, you have the two biggest leagues. Who's got the real better fighters? Well, everybody was always saying that it was Pride.
Yep.
And then they came over to the UFC and they got throttled.
Well, they didn't have the ring. They had a cage. Totally different sport.
Totally different.
That's a different sport.
Well, everybody says the same
like
thing about
racquetball.
What's better, UFC or Bellator. Dude, fighting's fighting. On any given day, anybody's got a chance. And you look, Ben Henderson is one of the best examples.
He lost to Michael Chandler.
Dude, he lost twice.
Yeah.
And both of those were his toughest fights. They're tougher than anything you ever faced in the UFC. Because he didn't just get beat, he got beat up.
I've not even seen him in Bellator yet.
The first guy, I don't think he underestimated the first guy because he took on the 170 belt title holder.
I don't think he underestimated, but I think he did assume.
I think he bit off a little bit more. Yeah, he's like, I think he overestimated himself just a little bit because he didn't get knocked out, but he definitely, his whole game plan was wrestle him down. He underestimated how big and good that guy was. And then when he went up against Michael Chandler, he knew Michael Chandler was an explosive 2-round guy.
Yeah.
I think he underestimated how explosive he could be for 2 rounds and how much that would take out of him.
I've never seen him take that kind of punishment. I mean, it looked, outclassed is the wrong word, dominated. Yeah. He wasn't outclassed. He still had his skills, and kudos for surviving, but, you know, that dude beat his tail. And my whole point there is that if Jon Jones went there, his stock is going to drop because Bellator is looked at as a minor league type of thing, or at least a lesser major league. And that's not true. You know, not always. There's some caveats in there, but you know, let me tell you, they got some fighters in there that they brought him over.
Patricio Pitbull, they won them too.
Yeah. Pitbull is awesome, dude.
Yeah, he can play. He's got good music.
Yeah,
really good.
I like the way.
I like the movie.
So, what else we got here tonight? Was that not Pitbull?
I don't know.
It is.
I just know
it is, right?
I just know one song by Pitbull, and that was it. That came about 5-6 years ago. I don't know.
Shake.
What's funny is the only thing I can think of when I see that is the cartoon Madagascar.
Yeah.
With a little, was it like meerkat, whatever? Yeah. I like to move.
Okay, one other thing in MMA, the 4 horsewomen of MMA look like they will be attending WrestleMania, maybe.
Let's go over the 4. Go.
Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, and the other 2 women.
You said Ronda Rousey on purpose, didn't you?
What? Did I? I am so sorry, Ronda. You're a beautiful young lady. Ronda Rousey, good job.
Just got married.
Really?
Travis Brown.
Yeah,
really?
Travis Brown.
They're the
I would like to apologize to you, Travis.
Yeah, during the Mayweather
McGregor fight.
During the fight?
Well, like, you know, on the same day.
I can just see it now. In between rounds, they're like, come on up.
But you know what?
With Elvis marrying them.
Oh, no doubt. Do you take this woman to be your lawfully what? Now, it was smart because if you wanted to fall out of the public, spotlight, make sure it's already gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which they did. Smart.
So just one of those money moves because I think the biggest thing was people figured out Ronda's game, and also she just never mentally recovered.
Yeah, I mean, I said when she lost, I was like, this could be Mike Tyson all over again.
Yeah.
When he first lost, it's like that aura is gone now.
Yeah,
and other women was like, I got it now.
Once that fragile aura is smashed, man, it all of a sudden looks.
Yep.
Tell you what, I'm excited, nervous, about GSP's return with Bisping.
Let me just say this one other thing. Shayna Baszler. Now, who are the other 2, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But Shayna Baszler, she was competing in the Mae Young tournament. Had 32 women and some amazing women athletes in that. There were some great athletes. Shayna did pretty good, but you could tell she's still MMA stiff.
Really?
But she did a great job. She made it to the finals. She beat people, and it wasn't fixed.
Oh.
But they were talking about her career. I had no idea.
Rocket, you got the wrong eye.
Doggone it. But she they said she had like 15 wins or something like that. I was like, dang.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
That is
That's actually
impressive.
really impressive.
She's a tough lady, but all in all, as I was like, man, I love watching wrestling, and doggone it, Ronda's already ruined MMA for me. Then she started ruining movies for me, and now she's going to ruin wrestling. How dare you, Ronda?
It was all fine until she spoke.
That's true. That
was-
is absolutely true.
It was all fine until she spoke
But
in those movies.
just wanted to do a little shout out to Shayna. Good job, Shayna Baszler.
Good job.
But, you know,
Moving
I
on.
kid. It'd be really cool to see the 4 women of WWE.
Right.
They have their 4 horsewomen against the 4 horsewomen in MMA. That'd be pretty cool.
Actually
Dude, that would be
That
cool.
would be pretty cool. So, what else we got? Y'all got anything else?
All right. Well, of course, you had the Maymac fight.
The Maymac fight. Wow, that's pretty cool.
The
I like
Maymac
that.
fight. We didn't get
Have
to
we,
talk
not,
about
have we not talked about that yet?
We talked. Last one was right before.
Oh,
That's
dude.
the last video.
I feel like we can keep this short because people
Mm-hmm.
have almost talked it to death.
Yeah, they really have.
So let's go ahead and call it out for what it was.
Yep.
This was a marketing change dynamic in the world of MMA and boxing.
Potentially, we'll see. But yeah, I think you're right.
It was a very insignificant fight in terms of actual contendership.
Yep.
You had a guy way past his prime. You had a guy who had his debut pro boxing fight.
Yep.
You cannot argue that, no matter what any Mayweather or McGregor fans out there want to go ahead and proclaim.
That's what it was in a nutshell.
That's what it was. It really was a fight that was extremely unimportant contendership-wise. But if you look at the marketing aspect of it,
Money.
if you're able to sell front row tickets for $100,000 and have people buy them,
Then you should.
Yeah.
you have
That's
succeeded
enough of
in
a
life.
reason.
Yeah.
You have succeeded in life. So congratulations to those two.
Yep.
You two are the real winners.
Yep.
You're the real MVPs.
All right, what is the total take for both of the fighters now? Do we know the total
I
that
have
they've got?
no idea.
No.
I still don't even know.
Millions.
I think
Yeah.
millions. More than what
Mc-
I've made as of now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
McGregor would never have to do another thing in his life, and he is set.
Yep.
But
He will.
he's addicted
To making money.
to
Yeah.
and to being in that spotlight. He loves it. He thrives on
Mm-hmm.
it. So we'll see what his thing. But you're right as far as a marketing dynamic, because now we know that Chris Cyborg has already secured a boxing license for a boxing match. So we'll see how that plays out with any kind of interest as far as
Who
money
would she fight?
Dude, who
Oh,
knows?
any female fighter.
Because I don't even know any female boxers.
Well, that's the whole thing. There's always been like just a handful of these
Yeah.
these ladies that were intriguing enough to even care about.
I mean, last one I remember was Layla Ali.
Layla Ali. I'll tell you my favorite female boxer. I've talked about her on the show before. Lucia Riker.
She Riker.
She's out of her prime and retired probably now and stuff. But if you ever want to see somebody with skills, that man or woman, no skills, she will knock out probably 90% of the men in her weight class in the world.
Oh.
Yeah.
She moves incredible. But dude, that was what, back at the turn of the century, like 2000, 2005, I remember. Something like that.
Yeah, 15 years will do something to your career.
Oh yeah, done.
Yeah.
It stinks because a lot of those people who could have done it,
Yeah.
the opportunity just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So they could be living regular lives instead of the 30 million like Conor.
Yeah.
Randy Couture, he didn't make no 30 million.
No.
Conor McGregor ran his mouth. He's been in there for less than a few years, and
Went from welfare to the penthouse.
dude, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about the fight. What did you think about the actual competition, the fight?
Well, honestly, I seriously compare it to jiu-jitsu. It was a black belt versus a blue belt.
Oh yeah, with that.
And I'm like, it was like the black belt is just letting the blue belt do stuff, and
Sure.
then you know what, it's time to clamp down.
Do you think there's any validity to the idea that there's two scenarios here? One, he let him do this because, if he throttles him in the first round, everyone feels robbed.
Yeah.
So he wants to stretch it out and put on a show.
I think he basically said that at the end of the fight.
Well, the other thing, though, what he said was not just that he wanted to take and entertain the fans. The guy was dangerous, in the first few rounds. Probably the only time he was dangerous until he lost his, wind and legs, and he's done. But, let him tire himself out.
Yeah.
Good strategy, not just like... There's a difference between saying, I know he could kill him in one round. Maybe.
Did you watch it again?
No.
I'm not watching
Because
it.
I
No
watched it a
interest.
second time, and I'm watching. I'm like, the time I really realized the second time watching when Like, this is a cat playing with a mouse.
He looked like it with his face. He was smiling during the whole fight.
At the end of that first round, he just sitting there. He's looking at the camera. Yeah, I was like, dude. When I watched that, I was like, he's got this whenever he wants it.
Whenever he wants it.
And
so you don't think he was ever even in the back of his mind saying,
the only time I
play the game and get
the only time I thought he made a mistake, and he knew he made that mistake, is when he got caught by that one uppercut.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think he was just like, whatever, dude. You ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Christian?
Let's see.
Agree, disagree?
What do you think?
I think the first two.
You're fired.
Hang on.
Out!
Ouch. I think the first two, maybe even 3 rounds, maybe even 3, Mayweather was intentionally backing down on how aggressive he was, because you can't undo 49 fights of observing people just for a guy who you know can still knock you out. Like you said, you can have a fresh new guy who has never trained a single day in his life come in. But as long as he can throw hard enough and you are just caught off guard, you're out. So it's not like he toyed with him, but just the skill level difference, as you said, it was there. So I think for the first 2, perhaps 3 rounds, he took one off. He took the second one off. Now I think around the 3rd round was when he started pushing and started realizing like he's still got some steam in him. So he started playing the observation game, because you've seen it before, especially when he versed Zap Judah. He couldn't catch on to whatever Zap was doing to him. Could not catch on to it. And McGregor coming in there with stance changes, weird uppercuts,
awkward angles,
grabbing him from behind, because multiple times he had like, you can't tell me
when you got his back the whole time, he's like, well, if he's gonna turn, I'm gonna hit him. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah, and like, you can't tell me that's part of Mayweather's game plan to like duck and cradle like a little kid, because a bigger man has literally hooked you and is now starting to boom boom. And honestly, if the ref allowed those sideways hammer fists, which I know aren't allowed in boxing, but if he allowed those, like, I'm not saying they would have done damage, but Mayweather would have, yet again, you would have seen another change in him. That's his whole thing. He adapts and changes because he has been the champ for that long. Now, I will say this though, on behalf of McGregor and his fans, who said like, oh, he totally could have done that, maybe, like, give him another year or 2. Look, no. But round 4, when McGregor took that wasn't Mayweather still waiting for him to burn himself out completely. I think McGregor still had him slightly confused, and Mayweather was still adjusting to it. I think he was honestly trying to push forward and then realized, crud, this guy's like bigger and he's got weird reach, he's got weird angles.
Right.
I still gotta figure out. Now round 5, McGregor starts wearing out.
You can see it too.
You can see it. You can see it on his face. He went from that stone cold look to, and once he started doing that,
it was almost like an oh crap.
Yeah.
He was like, oh crap.
We still got 7 more rounds.
Like, we got multiple rounds of this left. Right?
Now I will say, let me interrupt. I will say, I never had a real belief that he was going to win, ever. The only thing I said is anything's possible, and that big punch, he has a puncher's chance. And that's as far as I was willing to take and go with it. I looked at it, I said, it's either going to be, Floyd by a decision or Floyd by a knockout, but I think he can take a punch, so we'll see.
See, I said decision the whole time is what I thought Floyd was going to win one.
Yeah.
I really didn't think he was going to take him out.
When I saw him gas, I was like, Floyd's going to finish him.
I mean, it's funny. Even during the fight, we were in the 7th, 8th round, and 9th round, and that's the round I really thought Mayweather at the end of the round, he was mad that he didn't finish it in the 9th round.
Yeah,
and you saw
at the end of it,
you saw his face in the 10th round. He was like, "This is done."
He's
like, "I don't care what, I am finishing this fight."
Yeah. Now I will say this: I was just tickled. My whole thing that I wanted to get out of this, I just didn't want McGregor to embarrass himself or MMA, and just look like a joke. And everybody can say, if you look at it from a boxer's, eye, it's obvious it was a cat and a mouse.
Yeah.
All right? But he still represented well.
Yeah.
For what that thing could have been, it could have been that moment when Ronda Rousey threw a looping punch and got bob and weaved under and made Ronda fall. Remember that in that fight? And it was just like, oh.
And you can tell him, look at her face too. She's like, I'm probably done with this.
Yeah.
She went straight
to the
cage and turned around.
That shot her right in the heart. I mean, dude, done. And he didn't have any of those moments. And for that alone, all I could think of, every round that was done, I was like, okay, cool. He didn't look that bad. He didn't look stupid. I'm not embarrassed for him. He's doing good.
He looked like he actually trained.
He looked like for your first pro fight against Floyd Mayweather, props, dude.
Yeah, totally agree.
Total props.
Now, I really wish. Now, I don't think it was stopped too soon. On the flip side, I think it was almost stopped too soon.
Yeah, dude, I would have let it go a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had nothing left, and he might have gotten hurt. And I agree with the stoppage. The flip side, I would have liked to see. And I don't want to see him get hurt.
I don't want to see him get hurt, but
I agree.
But make it definitive.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was over. But
it was over, but let it be really over.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. The moment, because everyone wants to go with the whole concept of, oh, well, you know, it was his debut fight, and then, like, he's going up against a guy that's 49-0, and, like, this is a whole spectacle. I think people let the whole spectacle go way further than it should have when it came to the fact that you have two fighters in there.
Mm-hmm.
And first and foremost, if you take 10 to 11 punches and do not defend yourself, and even if it's only here, and you don't even take a knee or you can't like keep them clinched or something, if you take 10 to 11 punches, no matter what boxing match it is, a ref's gonna call it.
Yeah, now you have to intelligently be defending yourself. But I do say, any other match would have been called, but because of the weight of this fight,
you wanted it to go longer.
Let it. It's the thing is, at that point, I believe as a ref that I could defend the stoppage, but I can also see he doesn't look hurt. I mean, and when I say that, about to be, and it's a judgment call. If I'm in there and I go too long, and then everybody says, "Can you believe that? What's wrong with you? Why didn't you stop?" You know, it's a hard job. So
you'd rather stop it earlier than let someone get a second concussion, have swelling in his brain,
and die
over a freak accident.
I mean, there's been fighters that have died because of that too. So like I say, I can totally see why they stopped, and I do not disagree with it.
No.
But I also could have seen just a smidge further, just a smidge further.
So, you know, right now we'll sum up our fight thing and move on, but let's think. Jon Jones, out of the UFC, look for him to be in the WWE or see him either in Bellator or maybe even international, Japan, M1 in Russia, whatever. All right, then we've got the 4 horsewomen of wrestling versus the 4 horsewomen of MMA. Where are they going to be?
I would honestly be shocked if they weren't at WrestleMania. I would not be shocked.
Conor McGregor did himself proud in this fight. Let's look and see what is next for him, which could be Nate Diaz, the trilogy.
Again, not defending his belt, but whatever.
It doesn't matter because they're making money.
You know what? Why not?
Those belts stopped mattering
why
probably
not
2 years ago.
Have that fight at the 155 for the title.
Well, let me tell you this: the moment that you have an interim title, belts stop mattering to me. I was like, so what's an interim? A made-up dream belt?
It means guaranteed money. That's what an interim title. A title.
They gotta keep it moving.
Means guaranteed money. That's why no one minds having an interim belt anymore, because they're like, wait, so I'm getting paid the same as a champion? And you think the word interim is going to bother me? Okay.
Well, not only that, you can always say UFC champ. That can go on your resume without the interim, unless somebody wants to throw it in there or put an asterisk by your name. Now, the other thing what about DC? DC is now the champ.
Again?
What, is he officially the champ?
I thought it was a vacant.
No, I don't think it's vacant. I think that they said, and I might be wrong, I haven't seen it today.
Daniel Cormier.
But here's the thing. Even if it's
Mont Tyler.
It should be vacant. Go LeBron!
Not one, but touche.
But, I'm looking at it. If I'm Daniel, don't just give it to me. As much as there's a part of me that says, hey, this is money, give it to me so that my pay is up. That's there. But he's always going to be looked at as like, you're only the best because Jon Jones got busted. But on that same thing, if he's coming in clean and he's coming in cheating with these, things, that could be the deciding factor why he lost.
Yeah.
Could be. It could be just that last bit, because as everyone who saw that fight, you cannot deny. Second round went to DC.
Yes.
Third round, you could say Jones had it, but you can't say that DC was still coming in strong. Right. You still had 3 more rounds. And what if one of those punches, which usually would have taken the wind out of someone, Jones just had that little bit.
And look at Jon Jones versus OSP, where I bet you he was clean. And he looked totally human. So who knows? It's always an asterisk by Jon Jones wins, too.
Yeah.
I feel bad for DC that he's tied to this,
But is
cheater.
DC going to fight again?
Yeah.
As I thought he was done.
Nah, he said that the competition in him is still in there. Okay. He says he's got a few more years. He's got investments on, so he's not even doing it for money. He's like, I'm just a naturally competitive guy.
Yeah.
And if the UFC has the best competitors in the world for me to go up against that aren't my teammates, I'm going up against them.
I love that too.
Yeah,
I
he's
love that,
undefeated
totally.
though. Jon Jones, who could have been PED'd to the gills, who knows, or even just a little bit. We don't know though. He's the only guy who's ever beat him.
Yep.
Can't say that this guy sucks. He does not suck. He is one of the very best fighters in the world. So.
Now, do they take those off of the fight? I mean, off his record?
It's going to become a no contest.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It will become a
they
no
should
contest.
Be. They
Yeah.
should be.
The first one, no, the second fight, well, the first one's still going to be his loss.
Can I get my money back for the pay-per-view then, since it didn't happen?
Ain't it true, dude?
Nah, because there were other fights on that too, so there you go.
I didn't see those though.
No, it doesn't matter.
I might have. I don't know.
They were
I
there.
don't remember who else was fighting.
Did you pay for the pay-per-view?
No.
No, then what
Irrelevant.
Oh,
I can still get the $60 for it.
thoroughly relevant.
All right, hey, let's move on to some comics.
Comics. Harley Quinn. I'm glad y'all mentioned Harley Quinn. Good job, guys. What are you watching?
Us.
I'm glad somebody is.
That's why I was like, what?
But Harley Quinn turned 25 years old. I am so excited about that. 25. Her first appearance in Batman the Animated Series, September 11th, 1992.
Your favorite.
Okay, I'm the only one
Okay.
excited about this. I am so the only one.
It's very cool though, because everybody has,
Yeah.
you know, the creation of somebody that they love in the comic world. She does nothing for me though.
Paul Denny, Bruce Timm, y'all created a masterpiece. I forgot the poster that would make this look like garbage back here. The beautiful Miss Harleen Quinzel, the doctor, by the way,
The
Harleen Quinzel.
I did love that idea that, you know, the Joker's psychiatrist went crazy.
Yeah,
Because of him.
That's great. That's a really, really good. That's original.
yeah. And through the years, I've loved the comics. So Harley, thank you for all the 25 years, and the creator's awesome.
Excellent.
Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, who's doing the comics now. Thank you guys also.
Loved it. Love it. Love it.
So
Defenders. Did you guys watch?
yeah,
Finish?
yeah. I can't defend it, but yes.
Really? You didn't like
Finish
it?
I mean, there was just the one character that totally killed the whole thing for me.
Really?
Yeah, Iron Fist. Oh my gosh.
Just he's still killing it for you.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
I didn't like it.
When you have characters in the show, they even write it in to make fun of him, talking about how he tells everyone that he's the immortal Iron Fist.
Let me tell you, from a marketing
I was
perspective,
like,
that's
gosh,
brilliant.
that's brutal.
Yeah.
They said, hey, you know what? We really screwed up. Let's own it and make
Yeah.
that his thing.
Yeah, it's-
Actually,
That's smart.
from what I heard though, they apparently did the Defenders the same time they did Iron Fist. So it was actually just written like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I think the writers understood also like how silly it sounded because the response that he got too. Like,
be,
I think
yeah,
they
yeah. I can
overall
see
just
that.
understood the whole concept. Like this is a silly concept, but you're coming from a world that no one's heard of, and I think that's the biggest problem with Iron Fist. You're trying to incorporate a guy who's in a whole he's in from the same realm pretty much where Doctor Strange is from. It's just so weird and so out there.
Yeah.
And you're trying to incorporate them into all these city people, which he has nothing in common with.
Well, not only that, his
Yeah.
character, I never thought of him as being the baddest martial artist in Marvel, which is what I always kind of held him as. Iron Fist would go toe-to-toe with Captain America and take him to a tie. You know what I'm
Dennis
saying?
Hayes, if you're on, give us some comments.
Yeah.
Because I know he loves some Defenders, loves some Iron Fist.
I love Defenders. I thought it was a really fun
See, I
fun
like
thing.
everything else. Iron Fist, though, itself, I thought was brutally bad.
I do too,
everything
but it didn't
else
ruin
I
it for
absolutely
me.
loved. Cage, Jessica Jones, those two I thought were great.
The support characters were good, too.
Elektra,
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
dude, I
The
bought a
Black
comic
Sky.
book. I bought a comic book, and I was like, this looks almost like the same woman, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and she was awesome.
She was great.
I love the hand, the head people in the hand. You know,
I can't stop laughing that the hand and the fist are going against each other. Like, this is so stupid.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I think they purposely wrote it just like that.
And then the foot is in there somewhere. He's like, oh, come on.
Where the Ninja Turtles at?
Foot Clan.
And then you got Stick in there. So now,
I love Stick too. Another great supporting actor, Foggy and Karen.
great
All
great
great
supporting
characters.
characters.
I wish they brought the Punisher in for like a little cameo.
I was surprised
Rosario
at that, too.
Dawson, her character, and Misty. Dude, they were just.
Yeah. And
Iron
like I say,
Fist
it was
didn't
just
have enough.
that one character.
He didn't have
But
enough bad to
everything
ruin it
else-
for me though.
Everything else I thought was really good. Not a pimp slap. That's your job to slap the mics.
Pimp slap it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
too
All
late
right.
now.
I think this is the biggest issue with him, outside of just him coming out from a different realm.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing is, because if you read the Iron Fist comics, he is now a fully developed character.
Mhm.
He understands
Yeah.
his place. He understands, like, this is who I am. This is what I do.
Mhm.
As for every character in the Defenders, except for him,
Mhm.
he's still that one kid that lost his parents, who's still growing up.
Wait,
And maturing.
Doesn't
It's
every superhero haven't they lost their parents?
Oh yeah, they've got some kind of
Batman.
traumatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
But
Uncle Ben,
he was that,
yeah.
like, and even Luke Cage brings up, he's like, you're that spoiled rich kid
Mhm.
who just doesn't understand how to fully grow up yet. You went off to a mystical land. You never had to grow up. You
Yeah,
went off
sure.
and got trained and got
Yeah.
mystical powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough, but you didn't have to deal with whatever hardships you should have dealt with. Your company going under.
Followed by him going, I don't need the money. I don't do it about the money. Like, oh,
That's it.
shut up, dude.
Yeah.
You're rich. You know, you can buy your way out of
Well, it's
stuff.
easy to say, money doesn't matter when you're
yeah,
a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Richie Rich, like, I don't have any kids to play with. But you're a billionaire. Shut up.
Yeah, buy
So-
some Android kids.
Exactly.
I think that's the thing with they haven't developed his character because no one still even no one understands what Kung Lao really is
Mhm.
still to this point.
Mhm.
Like you have two shows with this guy in it for a full season, and you still don't even know the place that he's from.
Yeah, we've seen the mountain gate, and then it disappeared as a thing in the clouds.
And he mentions a few people, a few.
I'll tell you what, still, as much as that was definitely the part that they need to fix if they're
Mhm.
going to move forward with this dynamic, it's still, I enjoyed
Oh, yeah.
the
I
world
enjoyed
they
it,
had
though.
created.
In fact,
and
the
like I say,
overlap.
The finale, when they all were down there fighting,
Mm-hmm. I thought that was great.
that was fantastic.
Now, did you at that point when everybody come up except Matt Murdock, and they're like, "We need to go back and save him," and they immediately went on out of the building.
Well, they knew. They were like, look, we're super, but we're not indestructible.
Immortal.
We're not Superman.
Superman could have done it.
Superman would have done.
Yeah.
All right.
But then, yeah, Superman has every power.
Spoiler, if you haven't watched The
the
Defenders, please leave now.
Oh yeah.
All one person.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
How did he make it out? Any idea? That tunnel? Maybe he like ditched down, whatever.
Well, now since Disney technically owns Marvel Magic,
Maybe Strange come in there. I don't know. You know what? Maybe Punisher somehow had something down there and saved him. Because Punisher's
maybe
coming out before
Elektra.
too long.
Maybe Elektra is actually like maybe the Black Sky being controlled by Elektra maybe saved him.
I was gonna say
Because they
Moon
did
Knight,
say
'cause Moon Knight's
she's
supposed to have a series coming.
stronger. Like she's stronger than anything anyone can imagine. The only reason she never killed him was because she always held back.
Mhm.
Whenever she fought
Yeah.
Luke Cage, she beat
Mhm.
his tail.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
I
it was
mean,
nothing.
And that's the big man.
Yeah, that's one of those things that kind
That's
of
the
threw me off.
muscle.
I was like, wait, you can like beat this guy, but
You can't be.
yeah.
But
And
I always
yeah.
that made sense to me. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, there's something in her. She
Mhm.
still loves.
She
him.
can't fully go like. And he even says like, "You could have killed me multiple
Yeah.
times.
Mhm.
You just won't.
Mhm.
You won't kill me."
Shut up.
Getting ready to come out with season 3 of that. I'm excited for that. I don't know how soon, but I mean that's next on the slate.
Daredevil's next.
Yeah, and then I think Punisher is also coming out with his thing.
I remember hearing a long time ago Moon Knight was coming, so I hope they come out with that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I like me some Moon Knight.
Well, Moon Knight being schizophrenic and
Yeah.
stuff,
Mhm.
he's a wild card.
And if you haven't read the new comics, they're really, really good.
Oh, okay, no, I haven't.
I have not.
I would definitely check those out.
Speaking of which, new comics. Are you reading anything right now?
A little bit here and there.
I started up Secret Empire.
I restarted that because I read the first 2, and then I stopped reading it.
And you had to get like.
Yeah, now I had to start back on it. I'm on issue 2 again.
I think I'm on 3 or 4. I can't
Mhm.
remember. 3 or 4. I'm digging it. Are you?
I have not gotten to Secret Empires
Yeah, it's,
yet.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. Very, 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 very well done.
Mhm.
I don't want
Do
to
you know
say anything for the
about-
people who
anything
haven't
about
read it.
Cap now? Captain America?
Like where he's at in the Marvel kind of storyline.
I really don't even know where he is right now.
Hail
Right
Hydra.
now,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Can we tell
I
him?
know.
I don't think you can tell him, right?
I won't say anything.
Yeah.
like I know there's a lot going on, but I don't know
Mhm.
where. At what point is it at this current point?
The biggest thing that I can say is this: Cap is at the center of what comes across to me is like one of the most elaborate what if comics.
Yeah. And by the way, I love those.
I love those.
Mhm.
Just like Civil War was, and just like what was the other one? Not Civil War. Secret War.
Secret Wars, yeah.
Yeah. It almost looks like, okay, we're going to suspend what really is happening in the Marvel Universe, and we're going to say that there's this mystical power that has changed reality, and things have not been what they've seemed from, you know, the beginning of time with Captain America.
Yeah, I would start with Captain America, the new one that just come out last year, I think.
Yeah.
That's where I would start reading those, and then
and then I would start with issue 0 with Secret Empire to get the prelude and stuff. But it's good. It's worth reading. You need to do it.
So
far, so good. Yeah, Peasy, he can't stop talking about that.
What I will say though, something I have read on the side, in the DC universe, them bringing in have you read The Button?
Yes.
The Button.
Yes.
From the
that
DC.
That 4-issue series.
It's
crossover
bringing in
Batman and Flash.
No.
Batman, Flash,
You read that?
and
No.
The Watchmen.
Yeah. Why do you want to spoil that
Oh
part
no!
of it?
You know what? I remember that they had
Well,
that started.
if you see that button, you already know.
Yeah.
You're like, that's the button from
Yes,
the
I
Watchmen. I won't
do.
say
I know what you're talking about.
how it relates to the Watchmen, but as soon as you see that button,
But
you're like,
they're supposed to
Watchmen
have another series coming out like next month, I think. Or the month after, maybe either October or November, where the Watchmen are going to be kind of coming in full force. Well, maybe just Dr. Manhattan.
maybe, because that's all you need, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the rest of them that he brought back from the dead from whatever.
Yeah.
Which he could have done. They really never did explain if he could bring to life. They never really did go over the whole concept.
What is that storyline in right now that you're talking about? Is it Batman or the Flash or its own thing called the Button?
Crossover.
It started over with Batman 21.
I read it.
Then Flash 21.
Didn't
Then
read
Batman 22. Then Flash 22.
The last thing I remember is seeing like a cave wall. Was it the Bat Cave? And the Button was there. You know, the smiley face.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I
Yeah,
remember.
and you had Batman was in it. He hit it with something. Next thing you know,
yeah, I gotta read that. All right, cool. Now look, we don't have but a few minutes. Do you want to
I
get
know
into the
we're
game?
only down to 14 minutes. What did y'all do to me again?
Dude, let me ask you: are we gonna play this or what? Tell everybody what this is. This is something he's been wanting to do for
Since well, actually, when I first heard about 2 years ago,
Right.
And I finally found it in San Diego Comic-Con. It's called Super Fight, and what you do is you get 3 cards, and each card gives you a character, a power or a weakness, and what was the other card? Like a weapon or an ability type of thing. For example, this one is a pirate, and he swings a shark on a chain, and he's on a Segway.
Hey, see too?
Is he trying to attack me?
Yeah.
I am sweet.
Paul Blart.
Y'all wanna play this week? Y'all wanna push it off till next week?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to play it for like a whole bunch of time, we only got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We could do a
New
quick,
guy, what do you think?
We could do a quick round if you want to, but otherwise,
do
it
you
would
want
be
it to
better
feel
do-
rushed?
It will feel rushed.
Yeah.
All right, let's hold it off. But hey, that's what we're going to be doing next week. Come in
Next
here and
week.
watch us do Super Fight. Might be a great way for you guys to take and have some of your buddies over and have a good time.
One
Yeah.
Super
It looks
Fight.
like it's fun too. I'm excited. I'm bummed out. We're not going to play it.
Yeah.
I should play with my wife first. I should.
Then you
Bring
need to
her
go
on
do
here.
it.
Bring her on.
Yeah, Faith can come on.
Yeah.
She could.
But she
Yeah.
doesn't want to. She doesn't.
said
She
no.
doesn't like Troy.
She likes the whole not being around Troy aspect.
She can't be nervous. There's only one person watching.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, hang out over there with Andre on the couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always very quiet over there.
Well, let me ask you this then. If we're going to take and stay off of this, are you guys doing anything big for the weekend?
I'm gonna watch that Luke Rockhold versus that guy from WSOF, David Branch fight.
When is that on?
I think it starts at 8 o'clock.
On Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be at Kyler's fight.
Okay, so I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
What
Our
about,
very own Kyler Winters is fighting in his second MMA fight, so wishing the best for him.
Yep.
I hate to say this is the first fight I won't be able to be at.
So
Where you
who's
gonna
gonna be?
I know everybody's like, what?
That's actually what I need to ask you about. So I know Will said he'd go.
Yes, Will is going.
So am I the second guy in the corner or?
Yeah. that'd be
Okay.
great.
All right, then I'm in the second corner.
What
He's
it is?
got dibs.
A buddy of mine came up to me, and last year he was like, hey, I want to go to the beach, and I was like, to be honest, it's a real busy time for me. I don't have a whole lot of time, and I just got back from vacation. I'm a little drained financially, you know, and he goes, look, I want to go. I want you guys to go with us. I'll pay for everything. You know, what am I going to say? Of course, I'll beach, let's go. Yeah, all right, so we did it. Well, that was last year around this time, and he said, hey, man, you want to do it again next year? I said, sure. Didn't even think about the dates or anything, and because of the hurricane, we had to push it off. And he said this is the date they gave us. So Friday, 6:30 in the morning, we're headed out.
Okay.
And you know, the guy's already made reservations and spent money and stuff like that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
you know, I'd feel awful for saying no.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, and you know, we had a good time, and it's something that, you know, it'll be fun. I'm torn because I want to be there for my boys too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it's tough. And I told Kyler, and Kyler was totally cool. Will's going to be there in his corner, my, you know, teaching partner, business partner. So he's in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but just I always want to make sure they know that they're important to me. I want to, you know, support them in their endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
So. Love you, man. I do my very best to make it up to you. But I'm going to the beach.
Yeah. Like buy him a cake or something.
Yeah. Victory cake.
Yeah, victory cake.
Victory cake.
Yeah, a low carb one so you can have some too.
Dude, I'm doing it. Almond flour.
Speaking of the hurricane, my great niece.
Talking about my punch? Oh.
That's exactly what we're not talking about.
Exactly.
My great niece is graduating from nursing school, and they live in just outside Tampa.
Oh.
And it's supposed to be this weekend. My brother, my sister-in-law, they are packed up. They're ready to go. They have no power down there.
Why are they doing this in September? Isn't that early in the...
It's just when their school ended. It's just when they're graduating. I don't know. It made no sense to me either. But this is when she's graduating, getting her diploma and stuff. So, doggone it. But
Are you going down there?
No, I have to work because Dave is going down there.
Gotcha.
So I might actually have to do the strangest of the strange, be at work on a Saturday.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
Oh, no.
Overtime?
Yeah, no, that's just
No.
regular time. So I had to. He's like, go ahead and take Monday off, and so that way I can come in Saturday. But overtime technically, because I'll be going in an extra hour early every morning.
Good for you for looking out.
These bags are going to get bigger and deeper and thicker and more delicious.
That's my boy.
So
They're sexy. Don't let anyone tell you different.
They don't even know if they're going to make the trip or not, because the actual place where she was going,
there's no power.
She was going to graduate in a place was used as a shelter, so they actually canceled the thing. But they were going to go ahead and go on down anyway, so now they don't know what they're going to do.
Oh, wow.
But, they're getting out of here. I will say this. We've always said, look, y'all are getting out of here because Dave hasn't taken a vacation in 2012 maybe.
Flying or driving?
Flying.
Thank God.
Yeah.
No vacation.
You got it.
You'd be
But
like 25 hours.
Yeah, he was trying to get to where he could cancel the flight, and then they were just going to go, Charlotte or Baltimore or somewhere. Just get out of town.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's getting out. He's going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're not letting him in the store even if he stays in town.
He's like, you got to get out.
He's banned.
You're banned from your own store.
Yeah, not that he would have. He would argue with that. So, all the people in Florida that you guys went through some grief and some punishment, especially down in the Keys and stuff. So, thoughts and prayers to all you guys down there. And we had a drive over here for the people down in big water drive.
We did.
How did that go?
We did. We collected a whole bunch of water. I think we took maybe 10 different cases of water for our group. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Took it over there, and they took it to a bigger group in Roanoke. Like a central point. And dude, they had like a truckload.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Mack truckload.
Mm-hmm. So with
everybody bringing in their 10 here and 20 from this and 50 from full Mack trucks. So it was really cool because I mean, it didn't hurt anybody to take and say, hey, get a couple things of water.
Yeah.
But down there, it's going to make a huge impact. A truck of water shows up.
Mm-hmm. And some of the people still in Florida, they're not even allowed to go to their homes now.
No, because there are power lines down around their homes, live lines.
Let me say one thing. I was actually gonna do a Facebook post on this live because I was so impressed. This country has got so many things that is trying to tear it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is taken and focused on the differences. You've got things with different ideologies as far as politics, religion, skin color. I mean, everybody is going into this huge thing all over, and the media takes and perpetrates that this is the reality that every one of us sees on a daily basis, 24/7, and that's a lie.
Straight up, I will tell you now, as an individual Black American, it honestly disgusts me when I see, they're out. Whenever I hear another Black individual say, well, they're out to get us, I'm like, don't start, because I know many Black people I know personally that love seeing other black people fall.
Oh, you're right.
And not knowing who to blame and wanting to blame.
And it's not isolated to any group. I think everybody has this, thing where everybody, it's innate in us to try to be tribal. It doesn't matter if what brings us together is our skin color or comic books. But us is better than them.
Yeah.
And the difference is what people focus on. The thing that makes this country so great is the fact that not our differences, but that we're surrounded by variety and that strength of, that common interest. The other day, yesterday, I had 2 instances, and I mean within an hour of each other, where I was out and about working, and 2 people offered, they saw me, struggling with something, whatever, and stopped and said, hey, you need a hand? I was at the gas station. I had to check my oil, and I was struggling to get the cap off. So the guy just saw that my hood was open, and I don't know, man, he looked like he maybe was Samoan or something like that, but he wasn't a white guy. He's looking at a white guy, and he was just like saying, hey, man, you need some help? And, I was like, well, dude, maybe he's a mechanic. I got the hood open. I'm about as mechanical as Betty Crocker.
I'm right there with you.
Like, when I look at stuff, I look down at an engine, and I'm like,
there's a bunch of stuff.
Mechanical.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So I was like, yeah, man, I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time getting this off. I don't know what's going on. And he went in there and he struggled with it too, and then got it off, and he was just like, cool, man. You good? I was like, very cool. Hour later, I'm at Lowe's and I'm loading up plywood, and it's this heavy, heavy stuff, right? So I get the first one up, and, I mean, it's work, but I get it up. But this old guy, he's got like one of those, Old Navy hats on, from what ship he was on at the time.
Okay.
Oh, not Old Navy.
Not Old Navy.
I see where your mind went with that.
That is actually that's
I see where your mind went with
that.
I
was like, maybe it was Air Postal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a military man, Navy.
The Indiana or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. But he had it on, and he said, hey, I saw you with that last piece. You give me a second, I'll give you a hand. I was like, well, heck yeah, man. Put it on, and I said, you know what? Hey, thank you. I was like, I could have gotten it up there, but man, that I can't, say thank you enough. Thank you. That's cool. And we started talking about this very subject, and he goes, I see it every day. He goes, the media would have you believe that everybody is at each other's throats and that we hate each other. And there's a lot of people that's true on, but that's the extremes. The message I'd give to you is, man, go out there and look for the similarities that we have with each other, not the differences. The strength of America is the melting pot, and it's those similarities and the variety that we bring in. I wanted to say that, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a tangent.
No, it's true. It's absolutely true. When I walked in here, I had no idea what your last name was.
Oh yeah.
Jabroni.
Jabroni.
I was like Mr. Troy. I was like,
Sir Troy.
But,
of the Champney clan.
That's right, of the clan McChamp.
But I'll flat out say my little tangent, and I'll be done with that. As you guys can tell, I love comics. I watch anime. I do fighting. I'll tell you now, that is not a common thread amongst most humans.
That's true, right.
So if we were to, when we start doing that whole, what'd you call it, like tribalization?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's, for some reason, it's like taboo for the black community to, for some reason, be involved with all of that from the outside looking in. But then you get into the black community, and you start realizing, oh my gosh,
there's a ton that are loving this stuff.
There are a ton that like that. There are teenage kids who I know that straight up, walk like this. Hey, yo, bro, what's up? Hey, yo, bro, what's up? And then like, hey, man, I'm about to watch the new Dragon Ball Super. You want to watch it? Like,
I'm there.
we got that Universal Tournament Survival Arc going on. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Good. That is my
Andre Dragon Balls. Yeah, it was his thing.
So
yeah, good job, Drake.
I'm just saying, for everyone out there, you never know until you actually start talking to people
That's
what
right.
the similarities are.
And you should be looking for them.
I'll do at the where I work at a convenience store.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised when people see my shirt. It's like, oh, dude, man, you see the news? And I'm like,
Really?
Yeah.
That's a
all
conversation
the time,
starter?
All the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, check out my podcast. Like, dude, definitely.
Dude, when I did that,
We're sitting there talking 20 minutes over like the last Wonder Woman movie or something.
you gotta love that, right?
Yeah.
My brother gets mad because like 10 people in line like, y'all help us.
But
out.
I'll be there in a minute.
Self checkout.
Something's wrong. It's updating. the register's updating. Be there 10 minutes. Saw this guy at the obstacle race we did, and he had a Captain America rash guard on.
Was that Will?
No. This guy was like beard. I mean, but he was stacked, right? And Walked by.
Well, he just said you were not stacked.
I didn't say I knew you were gonna paint that picture.
Definitely just said it.
I'm gonna kill both of you.
Oh.
But I said, "Oh, dude, love that shirt, man." And he was like, "Yeah, cool." And he stopped and he said, "I said, yeah, I got the Winter Soldier one," and that was it. Now we were on like a 15-minute like. Did you see that? Was that great?
Yeah.
It's a neat bonding unit. This thing that we have with the comic books. If I see somebody out, I don't care what they look like. If they got like the Flash or Batman on.
Yep.
Fist bump on the way.
Like y'all are my people.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, go to a con. You'll see everybody there, and it's awesome.
It does.
It is
matter.
awesome.
People of all different backgrounds.
Well, I tell you what, that was a good way to finish this podcast.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you for having me on this week, man.
Thank
you
you
for having me too. I guess next week we'll play some Super Fight.
Yeah, you gonna be back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well, maybe Faith will make a guest appearance at
Maybe
some point.
she won't.
Yeah, her and Krista are sitting home going, I ain't watching that crap.
They're like, no, I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. That's what Krista's doing.
You know what?
Dancing with the Stars.
Stab my eyeballs, please.
Or better yet, Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, I would no. Krista's not into that. Thank you, Lord
You're
Almighty.
killing me, guys. You're
Thank
killing me.
you.
We might talk a smidge about Game of Thrones next week too.
Okay. You said that you finished.
I know.
You know
I
how long it
finished
took
season
me.
1.
You know how long it took me to figure out what GOT.
Hey,
So I just finished season 1 of GOT, and I was like, go, gone. Gorillas.
Like Gnomes of Toronto.
I had no idea.
Yes.
I did not know if that's what it was.
And I think it was either today or yesterday, and I'm looking through when you said something else, and I'm like, yeah, Game of Thrones! I got it! Took
Good
me
job.
Right there with you. But you ever watch that?
I
watched the
saw
first season.
the last season with Faith just explaining to me thing after thing.
Uh-huh.
I was like, what's that all about? She's like, this. I was like, got it. What's that all about? This. Okay, got it.
Did that make it work for you?
Yeah, actually, saved a lot of time.
Yeah.
I just go.
Did you like it?
I like the last season. Eventually, I'll go back and I'll actually watch what everyone kept talking about, this whole red wedding. I heard it was very nice.
I know
I don't know,
about.
I heard something about
I know about Billy Idol and his white wedding. I do remember that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
You can only do one side or the other. You can't do both.
Is that it?
You know
Is
what
this
I'm talking
it?
about?
The
like Elvis.
oh, the what's it called?
Billy
Harrison
Idol.
Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta try to do the other side.
I can't do it.
And the podcast.
Yeah, I don't have that.
There goes the collision. The train is off the track.
Daryl,
Like,
tie this up. Take us out. We're done.
anything else, guys?
Nah.
You guys have an incredible day.
See ya!
See ya.